Positive Psychology for Peak Performance. Welcome to the First Thinking School of Psychology. Everyone loves reaching the peak performance upon exiting the valley. However, some forget the valley is where they learned and grew the most, and the peak they have reached will soon become another valley. What is positive psychology? What are the critical skills of positive psychology? Have you reached peak performance in your life? How does it feel to reach your peak achievement? The Positive Psychology for Peak Performance Masterclass will focus on the following: defining the discipline of positive psychology, the distinctive levels of positive psychology, defining the focus of positive psychology, identifying and sharing the essential skills of positive psychology. What is the secret of peak performance? How to harness positive psychology to reach peak performance. What is positive psychology? Positive psychology is an umbrella term for the scientific study of the various contributors to a healthy and thriving life for the self and others. For example, positive emotions, life meaning, engaging work, and close relationships. Positive psychology studies strengths, assets, and positive attributes. Optimistic psychology can help achieve scientific understanding and effective interventions to build thriving in individuals, families, and communities. Positive psychology identifies the essential factors in reaching optimum functioning. Increased activity leads are associated with improved cognitive function, better mood, lower mental illness incident, and increased lifespan. Positive psychology focuses on how to help human beings prosper and lead healthy, happier lives. While many other branches of psychology focus on dysfunction and abnormal behaviors, positive psychology is centered on helping people become happier. Positive psychology utilizes a scientific approach that focuses on the strength of human behavior, feelings, and thoughts rather than focusing on negatives such as weaknesses. The applied positive psychology approach takes that old positivity and laws of attraction and brings them to fruition. Positivity attracts positivity. This belief has hovered for ages, but more recently, the importance of positive psychology has been scientifically shown to lead to positive transformation. With positive psychology coaching and mentoring, people can learn how to shift their perception to sunnier side of life. Positive psychology is an optimistic approach that tends to experiences that bring joy, happiness, love, and inspiration while focusing on gratitude and compassion. Where did positive psychology come from? Professor Martin Seligman is credited with starting the positive psychology program in 1998. As the founder of positive psychology, Seligman believed that psychology should focus on each person's strengths to go along with the other aspect of psychology that seeks to heal damages. Seligman and his colleagues issued a manifesto in the magazine American Psychologist. And we can quote, "Psychology is not just a branch of medicine concerned with illness or health. It is much larger. It is about work, education, insight, love and growth, and play. Close quote. The main goal of positive psychology is to bring balance to the negative, creating positives for those to draw from. In this slice of psychology, mental wellness lies through those positive emotions, environments, experiences, and strengths unique to every person. Positive psychology coaching involves encouraging people to meet the challenges that come their way by making the best of the lemons life throws, engaging with others, finding fulfillment through creative avenues and productivity, and selflessness to gain wisdom and satisfaction. What are the distinctive levels of positive psychology? Positive psychology is often referred to as having three distinct levels. The first one is subjective level, focuses on feelings of happiness, well-being, and optimism, and how these feelings transform your daily experience. The second one is at an individual level, a combination of the feelings on the subjective level and virtues such as forgiveness, love, and courage. The third one is at a group level, positive interaction with your community, including virtues like altruism and social responsibility that strengthen social bonds. What does positive psychology focus on? Positive psychology focuses on the positive events and influences in life, including positive experiences, happiness, joy, inspiration, and love. Positive states and traits, gratitude, resilience, and compassion. Positive institutions, applying positive principles within entire organizations and institutions. As a field, positive psychology spends much of the time on topics like character strengths, optimism, life satisfaction, happiness, well-being, gratitude, compassion, self-compassion, self-esteem, and self-confidence, hope, and elevation. An individual's positive traits also re-emerge, including gratitude, persistence, compassion, and creativity. The topics explored within positive psychology include strengths, fulfillment, gratitude, compassion, self-confidence, hope, and innovation. Why is positive psychology so important? Positive psychology is essential because discovering what leads people to live more meaningful lives can translate to better strategies for managing a mental illness. Moreover, correcting negative behaviors and increasing our happiness and productivity. Peak performance is a topic that overlaps within both positive psychology and sports psychology, associated not only with physical aspects of performance but with mental performance. For athletes already in peak physical condition, gaining an edge may improve what happens within the mind. Athletes can differentiate themselves from their competition based on the psychological skills they hold, develop, and apply effectively. Athletes must strive for performance and personal excellence with a positive mindset identified as making a vital 1% difference in performance. Theory and concepts. The most important thing to understand about positive psychology is that it is indeed science. Positive psychology is a subfield of psychology sometimes derided as a soft science or a pseudoscience. However, it is still rooted in the scientific method of evaluating theories based on the evidence. For example, certain areas of sports psychology complement positive psychology to illustrate the benefits of drawing upon both disciplines for a fuller picture. Using a performance pyramid allows for a visual representation of linked constructs as they move up the levels. Think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Considers the model similarly, where lower order constructs sit at the bottom of the pyramid with higher order skills at the top. The skills within the black pyramid are recognized as traditional sports psychology performance skills. The skills detailed in red are relevant skills linked to positive psychology. So, what are the general skills of positive psychology? Here, with the sum, you can identify your signature strengths with positive psychology. The first one is wisdom and knowledge, creativity, judgment, curiosity, love of learning, perspective. The second one is courage, bravery, perseverance, integrity, and enthusiasm. The third one is love, intimacy, kindness, sociability. The fourth one is justice, the sense of responsibility, fairness, leadership. The fifth one is temperaments, forgiveness, humility, caution, self-control. The sixth one is attitude and motivation within the sport are linked with mindsets and optimism from positive psychology. These skills are critical to practice early, providing a base to develop further. Adopting a growth mindset allows for greater awareness of learning opportunities, emphasizing the development process and encourages challenge. Conversely, a fixed mindset views qualities as carved in stone. It is associated with the view that peak performance results from talent and giftedness rather than practice and effort. Some argue that it takes 10,000 hours of practice to make an expert. So adopting a growth mindset, it's the most favorable option when looking to progress within sports, business, art, and leadership. Choosing a winning mindset and one that is also optimistic can be fundamental in developing, enhancing, and maintaining performance. More optimistic athletes often realize tremendous success. Optimism is associated with more positive and authentic relationships, better physical health, and a longer lifespan. However, it must be managed to avoid risky behavior and ensure that the goals set simultaneously are sufficiently challenging yet realistic. The middle order skills are linked to positive psychology. Moving up through the pyramid of performance, middle order skills are linked with positive psychological concepts of self-awareness, strength, and positive emotions. Building self-awareness is essential when looking to perform and maximize perform potential. Athletes can know themselves, connect with their values, realize what drives them, and reflect on progress. Taking time out to reflect may benefit athletes when looking to develop self-awareness. Values, habits, and beliefs may impact how relationships, practice, or performance can be approached. Identifying areas of strength can be of benefit not only to athletes themselves but also to coaches when looking to manage and develop teams. Strengths are considered concerning sports as they apply to personal life and business, with the view that it is easier to promote a strength than develop a weakness. Not all athletes hold strengths in similar areas, but complementary areas of strength are combined to minimize the presentation of weaknesses and push forward with a heightened collective or self-efficacy. Effective use of strengths can help to provide a sense of direction, build resilience, increase positive emotions, and helps to achieve goals. When you consider positive emotions, you must consider both the positive and the negative. This comes contrary to the widespread belief that positive psychology recognizes only positive aspects and fails to acknowledge the value of negatives within the psychological profile. Positive emotions are associated with broadened cognition, enhanced awareness, and the ability to solve problems more effectively. Positive emotions also build resilience and help to develop skills and resources. Whilst each of these benefits of positive emotions can be identified as being of value within the sport, it is often negative emotions that can prove to be crucial when it comes to competition. Negative emotions are associated with narrowing cognition, offering more significant diligence, and recognized as beneficial where focus and concentration are required. Developing the ability to close down cognition and narrow focus and attention can enhance control and concentration to allow an athlete to perform. Both positive and negative emotions can be constructively used within sport. Peak performance skills. Peak performance is a level of exceptional functioning in which a person effortlessly performs an activity to the maximum of their ability while entirely focused and immersed in feelings of confidence, engagement, and enjoyment. Higher order skills associated with managing emotions may be related to the positive psychological concepts of resilience and emotional intelligence. The importance of resilience. There are four essential pillars of resilience. First, resilience is accepting your new reality, even if it is less good than the one you had before. You can fight it. You can do nothing but scream about what you have lost, or you can accept that and try to put together something good. Second, resilience is the positive capacity to deal with stress and adversity. Third, resilience can be developed through a combination of lower order constructs of optimism, self-awareness, and positive emotions. Fourth, resilience is characterized by adapting to the changing situations, learning from adversity, rising above it, and performing even better. What is the importance of emotional intelligence in positive psychology? Emotional intelligence is a skill rather than fixed. One can benefit from adopting a growth mindset. Self-awareness is also essential when looking to develop emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence encompasses the ability to recognize your emotional state, sense emotion in others, and recognize how to motivate yourself to create peak performance and build productive relationships. In sports, developing emotional intelligence can enhance an abilities and athletes' ability to control emotional impulses that may lead to poor performance, create emotions that lead to good performances, and afford athletes the discipline to know when to do each. Whilst skills are categorized within the performance pyramid, athletes can develop any of the included skills independently outside of the hierarchical framework. For example, self-awareness is a critical component of resilience and emotional intelligence. It may be heightened and highlighted as an essential skill to develop for some athletes, whereas others may be proficient already. They are presenting areas of overlap between fields of sports psychology and positive psychology. The context of the performance pyramid provides a brief insight into the extent to which sports psychology might benefit from being more closely engaged with positive psychology. The benefit of positive psychology. Positive psychology is a scientific approach to studying human thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, focusing on strengths instead of weaknesses, building the good in life instead of repairing the bad. Furthermore, taking the lives of ordinary people up to great instead of focusing solely on moving those struggling up to normal. There is undoubtedly scope for positive psychology to steer focus from the traditional anxiety, stress, and burnout. Furthermore, to develop positive psychology that focuses more on mindsets, strengths, and resilience. This could do for sports psychology what positive psychology has done for psychology as usual and redress the imbalances in the field, which historically has focused more on what is wrong than on what is right. Another benefit of positive psychology is that it makes life most worth living. Positive psychology calls for psychological science and practice to be as concerned with strengths as with weakness. Positive psychology is interested in building the best things in life as in repairing the worst and as concerned with making the lives of ordinary people fulfilling as with healing pathology. Peak performers are people who are positive, identify and have clarity of their personal goals and maintain a lifestyle to work towards making their goals and ambitions a reality. Think about who you are. Peak performance comes from within. What is your purpose in life? Why do you exist? We each have a purpose for our existence, a fundamental reason for living. Unfortunately, most of us have not thought consciously about our purpose. Our purpose has two elements: our quest and how we will serve others with what we learn. By illuminating our purpose, we can live more consciously and authentically. For example, what are your 4 to 6 core values? Our values are those principles that guide our decisions and our actions. What is your vision for your life? Vision is simply a picture of the future you want to create. Pay attention to what you do. Be a learner. Peak performance is learning plus performance. Therefore, you must take what you learn and try new things. Finally, we try new things to find what works in a chaotic and creative world. Take 30 minutes a day to think. We move way too fast. We think way too little. We need to take time to catch up with ourselves. Try taking 30 minutes a day of solitude. Think about anything you want to think about. Do this activity for 30 days and then decide if it is worth the time. Plan, do, reflect, and adapt. Build this simple mental model into everything you do. Nurture your team of supporters. You are the captain of your team. Seek out information and advice from others. Hang out with bright, ethical people whom you can learn from. Ask for ideas and feedback. Build a team of experts around you. In his book, The One Thing You Need to Know, Marcus Buckingham wrote, peak performance means making the greatest possible impact over the longest period. Manage your energy. We develop our mental, physical, emotional, and intellectual capabilities by expanding energy and then taking time for renewal. Burnt out is not a badge of honor. It is a problem, and a common one too. According to an article published in 2013, Harvard Medical School finding, you have 96% chance of feeling burnt out if you are a leader, a senior one too. Positive psychology therefore calls for psychological science and practice to be as concerned with both strengths and weaknesses as positive psychology is interested in building the best things in life, repairing the worst, and fulfilling the lives of ordinary people as with healing pathology. Remember that positive psychology is the scientific study of human flourishing and well-being. Through exhaustive questionnaires, Professor Seligman found that the most satisfied, upbeat people were those who had discovered and exploited their unique combination of signature strengths, such as humanity, temperament, and persistence. Professor Seligman suggests that happiness has three dimensions that can be cultivated: the pleasant life, the good life, and the meaningful life. Positive psychology is the scientific approach to studying human thoughts, feelings, and behavior with a focus on strengths instead of weaknesses. Building the good in life instead of repairing the bad, and taking the lives of ordinary people up to great instead of focusing solely on moving those struggling up to normal. You must identify your character strengths, which you consider an essential step to the sound and meaningful life envisioned by positive psychologists. One can also try positive psychology practices at home to promote well-being. Psychologists have studied gratitude exercises as a way to increase happiness over time, just what the name sounds like. These involve such simple actions as writing down each day 3 things for which one is grateful for. Although positive psychology focuses on happiness and fulfillment, it is essential to understand that this does not mean people are advised to push away their negative emotions altogether. Instead, people who are flourishing make room in their lives for such inevitable states of mind. Emotional intelligence encompasses the ability to recognize your emotional state, sense emotions in others, and recognize how to motivate yourself to create peak performance and build productive relationships. The real secret of world-class performers is not the daily routines that they develop, but that they stick to them, that they show up even when they don't feel like. Call it to drive, passion, or grit. Whatever you call it, it must come from deep within. As part of your continuing education program, reflect on the following questions. The first one: what is positive psychology for peak performance mean to you? Second, what are the 3 key lessons you learned from this masterclass? The third question: how do you plan to implement what you learn in your profession using the content of and from this masterclass? What are the 3 specific actions you plan to take in the next 24 hours? Signing off, Dr. Masasikani Mishakosa, Director of Fresh Thinking School of Psychology, the Thinking Futurist. Thank you.